It's 8:30.
We got
That
some-
means it's go time.
We're getting some thumbs up.
Thumbs
They
up.
can hear you fine.
Okay, can you hear us?
Yep.
Good. We listened to your comments last month about the noise and the volume, so hopefully we've corrected that, and today will go smooth as can be.
And if you notice, we're sitting 6 feet apart, so we have taken off our face masks that we are required to wear in the store now. But for this morning, we're just gonna stay our distance.
We're going to be maskless just for the Facebook Live, and we'll keep our distance. So, thanks for joining us all today. So our little theme this month is called Tiptoe Through the Tabletops. So we thought that we would come up with some relatively easy projects for you to do. A lot of these we're going to show you today, you still have time to do before Christmas. We've kind of thought of everything we could to suit the needs of every table size, every house size, and the makeup of each house. So a few of these things I might have put in a newsletter, but because...
Move it up a little bit closer to your mouth.
Oh, okay. Because not everybody sees everything at the same time. There might be a few things you've seen here, but the majority of it is brand new. So let's start with this is number 0. Now normally we start with number 1, but I made a mistake and I wanted this to be the start, so I already used number 1, so 0. And this is just a very simple little pattern. The pattern is $7 and it is a pot holder and a mitt. So when I made this, I used heat-proof batting, which we sell at the store, and instructions were really easy. So you can use it this way, you can use it this way, and it's heat resistant, so it's both a pot holder and it's a mitt. So if you were giving these as a gift, maybe do 2, and then they've got a little set that's easy to get to, easy to sew up, use up some scraps, and these will make a nice little gift that looks like this year we'll be mailing off almost. So that's item number 0, and it's simply just the pattern, and it's $7. So again, if you're interested in anything we're showing you today, you can just send us a comment, and then after we're done, we will get in touch with you and put your order together and get it out to you. From last month, we're still waiting on one of the patterns, the oleo pattern, so if you had asked for it and didn't get it, it's because there was a problem at the suppliers and the pattern came incomplete. So they're working on rectifying that, and I've still got everybody's name. So we haven't forgotten about you. We're just having trouble getting the correct pattern for you, but we're working on it. So that is item number 0. All right, so item number 1.
You're helping them.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, it matches your outfit.
Well, there we go. Oh, sorry.
So this is a little table runner, and this one is called Moving Sidewalks. And the table runner measures 16 by 40. If you've got a longer table, you could make it longer. If you've got a wider table, you could make it wider. I just followed the pattern as it stated, and we just picked a nice little red. So we're trying to do things not just for this season, but this would be nice for the spring or for Valentine's Day if you wanted to give a little gift. And we just picked a variety of colors from the bolts on the shelf and put this together. So we did a little kit, and this is item number 1. It's called Moving Sidewalks, and the kit, which includes the fabric you see here for the front, not the backing, just the front of the table runner, including the binding, because it's used here in the sashing. This is $33 for this kit, and it's exactly as you see it. So the size is 16 by 40, and it's called Moving Sidewalks. So if that interests you, that's item number 1. Okay, I'll take it, Donna.
Okay.
Okay. So are we quiet in the comments this morning, everybody?
Actually, ladies, this is a Christmas quilt that I made, and I actually made it for me. So thank you for your comments. it was fun to make.
And it's called, in case they want to look for it.
Oh, it is called,
She'll think about it.
yeah, it's a pattern from Cotton Street Common. And yeah, it was a fun little one to do. I think it's called Reindeer Christmas or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so I did this in one of my newsletters, and it's actually the binding tool. So this is item number 2, and it's just called the binding tool. It's $16, and you can follow the instructions to put your binding together correctly, as well as make yourself any size table runner, Donna, any size table runner that you want. So this one, I just picked some scraps, pardon me, and I made this one, it looks like it's about 50 inches. So the tool doesn't tell you how to do this, but if you use the tool to cut your pieces, then you're just starting here and sewing it together and sewing it together. You can do as many as you want wide, as many as you want long, but I thought, you know, for $16, you are getting a tool to make perfect binding. So if you're just kind of new to quilting and you don't know how to get your binding to
Or
match
even
it
if
yet,
you're not new.
or even if you're not new, then this is more than one use for this little tool. So it's $16. Make a table runner, make placemats, use it for your binding. Can't go wrong. So that is item number 2, and it's the binding tool. Okay, so moving on to item number 3. Oh, this one's cute. Okay, so this, we don't have a kit, it's just the pattern. And this is a placemat, okay? And then the cute thing about this is the tail turns into the napkin. So,
Isn't that cute?
Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
So you can, I used a collection of fabric from the store, but again, go into your scrap basket and see what you've got there. So this one is, I'll tell you the size of these. These are 11 by 16 without the tail piece. And the pattern gives you instructions to make the napkin or the tail, as well as the fish and a smaller version for a hot pad. So if you wanted to do that, so you've got a napkin, a placemat, and a little hot pad. And you could do these for your summer table or whatever, and then that just goes in there. The pattern shows you how to make all of that. That just goes in there, and you can set your table. So we have the pattern for the fish, it's called Fish Tails. It's item number 3, and the pattern is $18, okay? So if something like that might interest you, or you got a spot for it somewhere, always something a little new and different, and nice to see a little bit of a change now and then. So
We're a little backwards this morning because of us distancing. You've got everything there and trying to bring it out. Is there an easier way for you, Alvina?
no, I'm good.
You're
We'll
okay?
just keep throwing
Okay.
it. Okay. So again, okay, item number 4, because this is all about using up things or making things, simple things. These are little coaster hot pad placemat, all made using this clothesline roll of clothesline. So this is item number 4. The roll of clothesline is 100 feet long, and it's $14, and it will make 2 or 3 that size. So these are very simple to do. You again use up your scraps. You're just going to zigzag these together. If you go to YouTube, if you're not familiar with this technique and how you make it, if you go to YouTube, you'll find lots of examples there.
These probably wash like a darn, right?
Easy peasy. And the other thing is, I just want to mention to you, because I've had a number of people come into the store and say, oh, well, they sell this clothesline cord at the hardware store, and it's like $8. But then they come back and they say, well, when I sewed it all together, it went really flat. So while it cost a little less, sometimes you get what you pay for. So you can see when this is sewn up that these are stiff, they're not flat, they've got some depth to them and some texture, and they will stay that way even after washing. You could wash them and then dry them, because again, everything is 100% cotton, and we've just done a little zigzag to put these together. And again, you could do these in, a half dozen of these for Christmas in no time if you wanted to use some Christmas colors or spring colors. Let's think.
Can I tell the secret about this particular one?
Yes.
It was a panel that was it was a panel that was on the sale shelf, and it didn't sell. So Alvina said, I'm gonna use that up. And so it was not a very gorgeous panel, and she used it up, and it turned out just as cute as can be. And when people saw this, then they said, oh, do you have the fabric that you made that out of?
There you go.
So yeah, you can use ugly fabric.
Yeah,
that
so
you
take
might
whatever
have in
you've
your
got,
stash.
and you never know what it's gonna turn out looking
Exactly.
like. So this turned out really cute, and this is just the cord off just so you can see the thickness and the density of it. It's really easy to work with. So this is item number 4, the clothesline for the mat or the coaster. You could even use those as a hot pad if you wanted, and it's $14 for 100 feet of that.
And about how much would you use of 100 feet to make the
The
largest
big
one?
You would probably get 3, almost 4 out of one roll.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and so we do have the clothesline in the store, and that's item number 4.
You just have to, can you move your mic right up to the side here, beside your mouth, and make sure it's sticking out? It keeps dropping and we're losing you. There we go. That should do the trick.
Go. See, we're, first day with the new mic, so it's gonna take us a little bit, but we'll get there.
Some people are saying it's hard to hear. Some people say they're hearing it fine. So I'm not sure if there's a way to turn up on their own computer or phone, iPad, whatever. We're trying. We will get this in the end. It just takes some tweaking.
Yeah, maybe they were
Yeah.
hard hearing me because I had the microphone on the wrong end. So let's see if we can't improve that as we move forward. So, all right, coming up next, now I designed this little pattern, and in a nutshell, a few months ago, we spoke about making hearts for the seniors. And I thought, well, they've been very popular, by the way. Thank you all for who's ever dropping them off. And I thought, well, why can't we make a little placemat using the hearts? So I sat down and came up with a little pattern to make this placemat using, this is a Janet Claire collection of fabric. So again, it doesn't have to be red or Valentine's, but just a nice little table topper, or for the seniors again, if you've got a small little table and you just want 1 or 2 of these. So I did do a few kits, and it includes the pattern that I made up and the fabric just as you see there. And this is item number 5. So the placemats are 15 by 19, and there's enough fabric in here to make 4 placemats. So I just did 2 for our little sample here, but there's enough in the kit to make 4 placemats, and it's just called the heart placemat. How original. And it's item number 5, and it is $59 for the pattern and the kit to do 4 placemats that are 15 by 19, but it does not include the backing. So you'll have to add your own backing. I just used some of that collection, but you can use whatever you want.
And then you just stitched in the ditch.
And then I just stitched in the ditch, so quilting's very
So
easy. Yeah,
Nice.
and there's
Oops,
enough
sorry.
quilting on there that they'll do just fine. So that's item number 5, the heart placemat. And it's $59 for the kit. Okay, so the next one up is, this is called pillows and placemats. So this pattern, item number 6, we've done as a kit, and the pattern gives you instructions to make placemats, trivet holders, coasters, and a pillow. Well, the pillow didn't fit in our genre today, but I did a placemat, I did a trivet holder, and I did a coaster just out of some scraps, just so you can see the sizes of it and what you can get from it. And now I have to show you this. So I'll tell you, we have a kit that includes the fabric and the pattern to make 2 of these, 2 of these, and 4 of these. It's item number 6, and the kit is $85. So it takes quite a bit of fabric to do this. And the first few times I use this, because it's the same method that you use when you were making either a jelly roll rug or, excuse me, a bag. But then the Gypsy Quilter came out with this tool, and it is called the Tube Maker. So for those of you who have done this process before, this strip is 2.5 inches wide, and your batting is 2 1/4 inches wide. And the first step is you turn that, and you turn that, and then you turn that, and you put this under your sewing machine. So you have to stop and turn and turn and stop and turn. Well, I thought, you know, I'm gonna try this little tool that they invented that feeds both the fabric and the batting through this tube. And it's very simple to use. You can see that opening there. You just put your fabric and your batting, start it in there, and then down this little slot, I'm
So
putting
you put them together?
You put them together.
Okay.
And then I'll just get this started here. That goes in. Ever wants to work on Facebook Day. Okay, so I started that, and then I just go there with my little pin. I'm not over this, so it's hard to, you see, and all you want to do is pull this down. Sorry, I don't mean to be turning it, but I have to see what I'm doing. You're going to pull this down, and you'll get a piece through. We're hoping to get, there, I'll try this again.
Albina, we've got some people asking if they can just buy the pattern without the kit.
Yes, you can just buy the pattern without the kit.
Okay.
We do try to keep it in stock. However, you know, we're still having supply and demand issues. Okay, so I'm going to try this again so you can see it, because I'm doing this backwards. Then you pull that through just till you can grab a tip of it through here. And once you can grab a tip of it, it's coming. I'll pull my pin in there and pull it up. It's easier than this. I'm just doing this backwards. So once you get this, okay, there. Now look at this.
Well, look at that.
It feeds through here, so then you're sewing from this end. And look at that. It folds it perfectly, and then you just, there, and you start sewing. You pull that. It makes this task so much easier. And I've made a lot of these projects. I've got some bags in the store on display, as people know.
And the pillow?
And the pillow. But this, and then you just pull it along, pull it along, pull it along. And it cuts your sewing time easily in half to turn this into, and then you see that goes there. So this is a little tool called the Jelly Roll Tube Maker. It's by the Gypsy Quilter. It's $27, but it is worth $27. If you're making 4 of these, or you're making a bag, or you're making a jelly roll rug that takes a whole jelly roll, this will make your project so smooth, and they are even, so when you're sewing, you don't have to worry about you missed an edge and it got exposed. So worth the investment when you're doing anything like this, and you're going to be making these tubes for any of your projects. So it's the Gypsy Quilter, and it's $27. This is item number 6. We do have just the pattern, and I did just a few kits just in case somebody was interested in what I did. And then this trivet and placemats out of this pattern, plus a pillow. So, and this is separate. So if that interests you, worth the investment. And that's item number 6. Okay? So,
And we'll put one of these away for you, Marlene. I see that you'd like to have one. So we'll put one away.
all right, so as we all know, well, those of you who don't know me, you know, and those of you who do know that I had dogs and they've sadly passed away, but when we were coming up with ideas for this today, we could not forget our little 4-legged friends. So this is, I'm sorry for the cat lovers, I didn't get a chance to do a cat project, but I
Well, you
got,
could use that fish.
you could use the fish if you want for your cat.
Sure.
So I made this little pattern, and this is a little placemat for your dog. So we did 2. That was just, I picked just some fabrics from the store, and this is a more festive little one for your little dog. Well, or big dog, whichever size dog you have. So this is item number 7, and I give you the template as the pattern. I just did this in strips. You could do it in a single piece. You could do it using a jelly roll. You could even sew charm squares together. Really just use up some of your fabric and make your little 4-legged member of the family feeling like he's part of the family at Christmas time or any other time. So the little pattern, and I did do just enough fabric I made a little kit. It's only $15, and you get the pattern, and you get this fabric that's Christmas related that I used to make this little dog bowl. So the pattern and the fabric, it's $15. It's number 7, and I'll tell you this measures 15 this way and 18 this way. So don't forget all the members of the family, and good idea, Donna, the cat we can use the fish one for.
Sure.
So
Yep.
that's item number 7.
And yes, Brenda, we'll put one of those tube maker, whatchamacallits away for you too.
Don't you hate it when the word just won't come to
yeah.
you? Yes.
Tube maker,
The
tube
old
maker.
tube maker. There.
period.
There.
Tube maker away for you.
All right. So next up, this is a little pattern by Cut Loose Press. This is item number 8, and we've got 2 things made from this little sample. We'll show you the table runner first. Oops, sorry.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, so the pattern, I follow the pattern, so there's 2, 4, 6, 10 little cups on here that all go together. And these could be teacups or coffee cups. You could use themed fabric, you could use your kitchen colors, you could use whatever you want. The Cut Loose Press patterns are inexpensive. They're $7, and they're made by Creative Grids. So I will tell you, in this pattern, they also ask for a Creative Grids ruler that's called the Spiderweb quilt ruler. I did not use it when I made this sample, because if you follow their instructions, you can figure out what you need to cut where without the ruler. I did look into the ruler, and they're almost $40. I'm happy to order one in if somebody can't figure it out, but if you read their instructions, you can figure out how to get the shape. And again, this is a quick project. Use up some scraps. And now I've got these coasters, because the first time I did this, when I was trying to make a store sample, like everybody thinks everything turns out perfect here at the store, first time around.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's not the case, because I chose to do this, but you see there's not enough contrast in the teacups that I made. So I thought, well, I've made them, now what do I do with them? So I just turned them into little coasters. Again, quilting on my regular machine. You can make one of these, you can make 21 of
It'd be
these.
good if you made it just a little bit bigger and used it as a mug rug.
Yes, you
Love
can
mug
certainly
rugs.
do that.
Yep.
So the little pattern is $7.
And Alvina, you said that it's possible to do it without the ruler.
Yes.
Requested for it. Could a beginner do that? Or is it difficult to figure it out?
It's not difficult to figure it out, but it shouldn't be your first quilting project.
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
Yep.
But it's not difficult to figure out, but it's very cute, very
Oh, it's
effective.
just sweet.
So coasters or a table runner, and this
Or a mug
pattern
rug.
is, or mug rugs, and this pattern is $7. So that is item number 8. Okay. Number 9 is, I am going to do a video in the newsletter on these, but if you've got a charm pack at home and you don't know what to do with it, one charm pack makes 8 of these cute little coasters. We showed you this last month in Christmas, but I just want you to show that this can be like for spring or summer. And I used the charm pack and made up these little coasters. Again, a great little gift. You could even do these with your grandkids. They're very simple to do.
Sweet.
With a little bit of assistance, they could place these and then just do the sewing. So I will provide a video for this in an upcoming newsletter. But again, if we've got charm packs around the house and you just don't know what to do with them, and we're trying to be very diligent and use up what we've got hanging around, again, a little coaster, this will work just perfect. And these are open, so if you wanted to put your wine glass in there, you could, or you can just use them as regular little coasters. So instead of a Christmas one that we did last month, I just thought I'd show you this spring one. And we use
Darling for Easter, wouldn't they? Oh,
So these are, the charm pack's $19, and these are the charm pack coasters, is what we're calling them. And if you watch an upcoming, if you get the upcoming newsletter, you will see this in an upcoming newsletter. So just stay tuned for that. So again, a simple project, takes no time at all. Sometimes it doesn't have to be complicated, it doesn't have to be big. It just is the ability to use up some fabric and have fun sewing. So that's item number 9. Okay, so we're on to the next one. Oh, item number 10. Isn't this cute? So this is called the Fun Cup Mat, and the pattern comes in 2 sizes. This is the smaller size. The larger size is placemat size, and that's what it's meant to be. This is meant to be a mug rug, so you can put your coffee and a little goodie on the side of it. The pattern gives you the instructions on how to make everything, and it's also 2-sided. So if one side you spill something on, you can just turn it over to the other side. Looks good.
how many of you guys use mug rugs? Do you make them and use them often?
Or do you give them away? What do you do?
What do you do with them?
Okay.
And Alvina said directions show how to make this little scalloped edge, and Alvina said it wasn't an issue at all. It went quite quickly. And
Give yourself a
cute
little
fabric,
challenge.
too.
Okay, so this is item number 10. I did just a few kits of this if anybody likes these colors. They're quite nice.
Oh, they're sweet.
And the pattern and the fabric in the kit is for 4 placemat size, so that'll be 14 by 18 approximately. And that kit is $56. I don't have any of the pattern itself right now. We have it on order. So we will see it, we just don't know when we'll see it. But it's called the Fun Cup Mats. This is the smaller version, but you can also do a bigger version that would work as your placemat. So that's item number 10 for that one.
Some people say they use mug rugs every day. Some people, Chris-Anne has never used one.
Oh,
You need to give it a try.
Yeah.
Step out of your comfort zone, Chris-Anne.
Yeah.
You'll love it.
okay, so item number 11 is called the Centerpiece Table Mat. And this is just a small, just as it says, a small centerpiece mat. So this measures approximately 21 inches. And again, we do sell the pattern on its own, but I did make a few kits of this one. This is item number 11, the centerpiece table mat. And we just picked a food themed fabric when we had some, because they're all gone. And just found some coordinating fabrics. And that's the fun thing, sometimes to just pick a fabric or take a fabric out of your stash and then say, okay, I need 9 or 10 or 11 fabrics that go with this. So what have I got to make this work? So, you know, you put this down, it says too bright, it says does this, and if you make a mistake, it's okay. It's just a table topper.
Alvina, I have to tell you, you picked the fabrics, you brought it, set it on the back table. I was folding fat quarters or whatever. I looked at Karen and said, that's going in the same project. Well, we both have complete faith in you. We said, whatever Alvina picks, I know it'll look great. But would you pick those things? Would you pick this red and this peach color to go together? Not me. But anyways, love it. You aced it again there, girlfriend. Yeah?
So pick a theme, add some colors. If it's wrong, it's not the end of the world. If it's right, you're doing on the right track.
I have a big island in my kitchen, and I have one of these on my kitchen counter, or kitchen island, every day, and I have different things on it, but I have them all seasonal, but it's a nice size
And again, I will tell
easy
you
little
that,
pattern.
sorry Donna,
No,
I
go.
will tell you that I quilted this on my regular sewing machine. I just did, oh, you know what? I went around the fruit, but I did it very loosely, just kind of in the blue. And then on the strips, I just did in the ditch. So you can see some of my stitching because I used a blue, but most of it disappears in there. So it doesn't have to be perfect. So it doesn't need to go to the long arm quilter. This is a good one to do on your little sewing machine at home. Even though we welcome all your big quilts on the long arm, there's something little like this you can do yourself. It takes no time at all to do up this little mat. So it's called the centerpiece table mat. I did a few kits. The kit includes the fabric you
With
see
all
here.
these colors?
Yep, all those colors and the
Fun.
pattern, and it's $33 for the kit. So if that interests you, that's item number 11. Again, spring and summer, think spring and summer, because the winter's long enough already, right? We don't need anything longer.
Yep.
Okay, so our next little project is a table runner, and it's called the Soho Table Runner. There you go. So this is a collection of fabric from Dear Stella, and the pattern, sorry, I should give you the size of it first. It's number 12. The size of it is 17 by 46, and very easy to make up. I will say the pattern was a little longer, but for our purposes, I eliminated one. There's one more set of blocks in the pattern, but I felt this was big enough for our project today. So I just picked some coordinating fabrics from the another Dear Stella line and put it together, picking out some of the stuff from the butterflies. And the pattern is called Soho, and this table topper in the pattern is 17 by 46. And I did a kit that uses all the identical fabrics, and the kit is $62 for the pattern and the fabrics to make the table topper kit, including the binding, because we use the same binding. So a quick little pattern to sew up. If you can see, it's 4 squares, 1 big square, then it's got a little, looks like a matchstick here, and then a little 4-patch with some stuff around. So a beginner could easily do this, and you've got plenty of time to get this done if you wanted to give it as a gift. If you use Christmas fabrics or whatever you chose to use, sews up really quickly, quite easy to make. So,
Make a cute little dresser scarf too.
yeah,
Do people still use dresser scarves?
I don't know, ask them.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Do you
do you? Yes.
use dresser scarves or scarves for your bedside tables?
So that is item number 12, and that is the Soho Table Runner. We have the pattern on its own, or the kit is $62 as you see it here.
And yes, we do have the patterns for number 11, just the patterns without the kit.
And I will tell you, as far as, you know, fabric goes, if you say, I like it, you know, I'm gonna come down next month and I like that butterfly fabric and I want more blues or I want more yellows, it probably won't be here. It's so hard it's impossible to get reorders of the same fabric, and the fabric that we get, people are purchasing because more of us are at home and a lot of new people have taken up sewing. So anything we're showing you here today, we have it now, but in a month, the chances that we'll have it would be slim. You can take your chances, you know, but oh, who knows? Like they say we're trying to get better and trying to get better at getting this stuff, but I don't know.
And now with our COVID numbers, Albina, on the rise here in BC, it might even be more difficult,
Who knows?
right?
We're still trying to get as much as we can.
And some people use dresser scarves.
Oh, there we go.
And they quilt them.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Protect the furniture.
Perfect. Okay, so I did have this on display in the store, so some of you might have seen it. This is 2 patterns. This is called, first of all, it's item number 13, and it is a fish placemat. It takes 2 patterns. The first one is the inside out mat. So these are the fastest little placemats to sew up because it's the flip or envelope method. It picks one main, one little accent, and then your border. And you just sew 4 and turn them inside out. So I decided, I'd made an apron a number of years ago, and I made this little fish myself to put on the apron, and so many people asked for it. So I've got this very inexpensive pattern. It's $4. This pattern is $16. And for the spring and summer, I just put 3 fish. So, I mean, it takes no time at all. Again, we quilted these on our sewing machine. The 3 little fish, actually I took a picture of this to put on the front of there. And this little inside out flip, you could make 100 of these before Christmas if you wanted. They sew up that fast.
Really?
So again, a beginner could do this. This is just a little bit of raw edge applique that you just stitch around the edge. The flip methods, and that means you're not sewing binding on. You're just flipping them inside out. So, and then if you want to put a little stitch around the edge, put a stitch around the edge. So this is a great pattern. I sell it and sell it and sell it. Works really well. So $16 or $4, and that is number 20. And if you just want the fish pattern or you just want the inside out mat pattern, you don't have to buy both of them together, but I'm just showing you that's what we did when we made our sample. So that is item number 13, our little fish placemats. Okay, mug mats. This one is as cute as a bug. Look at this. This is definitely big enough for your coffee and a extra fancy treat. So this is a little item number 14. It is a mug mat, so you could give it to all your little quilty friends this holiday season because it sews up in no time. Raw edge applique, and Donna did the embroidery on the stitching here. So everything is raw edge applique, but then you just add a little bit of stitching. Some of you might have a sewing machine that has the ability to do this kind of stitching, so you could use that if you want it.
And you could change that. You could put sew on
Yeah,
there,
or you could put your friend's name
want.
on there. You could do whatever you want. And this is just a pattern. I just pulled this stuff out of my scraps. So the pattern is $8. This is 8 inches by 10 inches. And it's called the Sew in Love mug mat pattern. So if that interests you, number 14, and it is $8. Okay, are we all
Isn't that
happy
cute,
with that?
Heidi?
I love that.
Yep.
Okay, so we showed you this as a more formal Christmas last month, and many of you were interested in the pattern, and I hope I got all the patterns out to everybody that was waiting, because we were on a back order. So this is item number 15, and we did a separate or new using the Rocky Mountain Runner. We made a little Canadian table runner out of this. So we'll get Donna to do this. This was a Riley Blake collection of fabric that has come and gone. So if you're looking for any of this, I'm so sorry. We did cut kits of this one. So if this interests you, this is item number 15. It includes the pattern and the fabrics you see to make that runner, including the binding, and the kit is $42. But we have none of this fabric left, or not enough to be able to make that runner or one that looks like that. So if this interests you, it sews up really easy, very effective. Again, you can see I did the quilting on my home sewing machine, so it doesn't need to go on a long arm machine. Easy to do. And this Rocky Mountain runner is 15 inches by 43 inches. You could add more sections if you wanted to make it longer. I know some people have a way bigger table, so you can add that if you make it longer if you want, or shorter if you want. But this is just like a fun Canadian Christmas kind of theme by Riley Blake, and it's item number 15, and it's $42 for the kit to make that table runner, but so sorry, none of the fabric is available at this point. Came and went so fast, this one. This is a new pattern that I just got in the store. This is item number 16, and it's called Which Direction? Okay, so we'll show you the sample. And this is 12 by 40.
Isn't that cute?
It's very cute. So I want to tell you two things about this pattern. The first one is, when they designed the pattern, they actually designed it for use, for using 10-inch squares. So if you've got some layer cakes left over, that's what they used in the sample on the front of the pattern. But I thought, well, instead of doing that, I'll change it up a bit, and I will just use one fabric so you get an idea. This is what it looks like using a layer cake, and this is what it looks like using just one fabric in the background as opposed to the layer cake pieces. So simple to do, instructions were very well written, and I did this, I did put this one on the long arm machine, but you could quilt this yourself by hand on your home sewing machine. It's a small enough project, and it wouldn't take you any time if you just wanted to go along. And again, this uses 2.5 inches, so you could just quilt along on your home machine if you wanted to do that. So the kit includes what you see here, which is just a cream and navy blue, and there's enough in there for binding. So the kit, including the pattern, and this is item number 16, is, and it's called Which Direction? The price on the kit is $40. So before we move on to the next item, I just want to show you, because everybody comes into the store and they say, oh, you make such nice samples, and oh, everything in here is so beautiful. But you know, it doesn't always work on the first time around. When I started this project, we just got a new Moda collection in called Daybreak. So I thought, well, I'll use a few of the fabrics from the Daybreak collection. So I sewed it up, and here it is. Way, in our opinion, way too busy. Now, this might suit some people, so if this appeals to you, then it's another version of this table runner. My eye felt it was a little too busy, so we did a redo to this one, which is plainer. So sometimes that happens. You pick something, you know, out of your stash, and you think these two go well together, and then you put it together and you think, oh my, for me, this is a little on the busy side. It may appeal to a number of you, but just personally, I felt, I'm not gonna go forward with that. So we don't always get it right. You know, sometimes there's a blunder like this one, in our opinion. And so then we just go back to the drawing board and find something that we think is a little calmer and actually shows the pattern a little better. So we think we did better on number 2.
So would we be safe to say, if this appeals to someone, let us know, and you could purchase the
And you
top
can
of it.
purchase it for $12,
Oh,
just like that, all made.
steal of a deal.
Yeah, steal of a deal. So if it appeals to you, and we all see differently, then you can have this tabletop for $12. So this is Which Direction, it's item number 16, and the kit is $40, and the kit is the cream and the navy. All right, moving along to, this is a pattern that I've had in the store, but for you folks new to Facebook Live, this uses a jelly roll, and I made this pattern a number of years ago. It's item number 17.
And it's still so popular.
It
People
is.
come in and say, oh, I love that.
Yeah. And it's,
Yep.
I called it the paint stick placemat. It reminds me of when you mix paint with your paint stick and you've got all these colors. So this was a jelly roll by V & Company, and I made 4 as a store sample. And I still had some left, so I'm just gonna flip that over and show you that I sewed it all together, and that was the backing. So if you've got a jelly roll and you're wanting to use it up, you just need some fairly light fabric here, because your jelly roll is gonna have a number of different colors and you do want some contrast. So the more contrast you can get, the better. And we know jelly rolls have different colors and sizes of designs and, you know, geometric. So make sure this side is fairly plain, otherwise it might be a little too busy. So this is just a little pattern that we made up at the store. It's $12, and the placemats finished 13 by 18. Great way to use a jelly roll. And this is item number 17. Okay, so nice and, again, springy for this one. Okay, so we did our little bowly tutorial, and many of you enjoyed it and thanked us for it. So I got thinking, well, maybe we need a platey. So that's what I've named it. So just like we showed you to make the last month, the bowl for the microwave, I made a little pattern for this, and I'm calling it the platey. So it's big enough, it's 15 by 15, and it fits a dinner plate or a little photo on the front. And again, 100% cotton thread, 100% cotton fabric, and 100% cotton batting to make this project. And Donna, can you get a dinner plate out of the cupboard? They're on the left, and we'll just show you.
Yeah.
So I just made this little pattern, and you'll see it's got darts on the diagonal, and it's got darts on the side. The pattern explains to you how to make all of those. It's very simple. Again, I just quilted it on my regular sewing machine. It took no time at all. So you can see that's a dinner plate, and you can pick it up. I purposely put these darts on the outside after it was flipped, and the pattern explains that to you, but it's really easy to pick it up from the side. So this will go in the microwave. So just like we have a bowl holder for those of you heating up your leftovers on a plate, then put this in and warm it up, and you don't have to worry about it burning your fingers coming out.
Be great too if you had to be someplace and eat on your knee, wouldn't it?
Yes. So it's called a platey, and we just did a little, we picked a number of green fabrics because I got this at home. I don't have any more of that left. So we just picked some green fabrics, and we're just selling it for $18, the fabric and the pattern. I will get some more patterns printed, but for this exercise, I just did, I think, 8. So $18 for the pattern and the fabric, and we're calling it a microwave platey. Platey. So if that might interest you or somebody else in your family, it's a great little thing, again, for Christmas. Still got lots of time to make that up. Okay, so number 18. Moving on, we're on our second to last item, I think.
Oh, you dog lovers.
So
you're gonna
all you dog
love
lovers,
this.
we're back. Yes.
You're gonna love it.
Okay, this is item number 19. And the pattern, I'm just selling the pattern, but I will say I got shorted on my order, so you will have to wait for this pattern to come in. It is, it's a dog placemat, and the pattern also includes a small sized dog quilt that has the same motif, the bone and the dog face. So this measures 14 by 20, and the quilt in the kit measures 27 by 39. So I think it's a dog size quilt.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So if you have a big dog, you might have to increase it, or if you've got 2 dogs, you've got to do 2. But this is another little placemat. This one is pieced. It's not paper pieced, it's just regular piecing. And again, you could easily do this on your home sewing machine. Make some little hexagons and put it around it. So the placemat is 14 by 20, and the quilt is 27 by 39. The pattern itself is $20, and it's the dog placemat. And we'll call this one the pieced one as opposed to the bone, which we showed you earlier, just for those of you interested. And we will have to wait a few weeks for the pattern, but another great addition to your little canines. You know, we treat them just like they're one of our kids, don't we?
Oh, don't we ever.
Yes.
Now,
And, yeah.
these
Okay,
are
so
here.
these, what I'm calling these are little zero waste projects. So we just took some scrap fabrics, and instead of it sitting in your stash forever or going in the landfill, take a minute and make something with whatever you've got left over. So this is an upcoming quilt of the month, and I had some leftover fabric. So I turned these into little round coasters. And again, I just did this on my home sewing machine. These were a little Moda 2.5 by 2.5 inch squares that I found in my stash. So just a little pack of 2.5 by 2.5 inch squares. And I just sewed them together. So whatever size they came out, they came out. And these are great to give us a little housewarming gift, or, you know, just if somebody's done you something really nice and you want to, you know, thank for it. These scraps were left over from the very first project we showed you, the moving sidewalks. And I thought, oh, I've got a little bit of fabric left over. So they look different. This one got the typewriter, this one didn't. I just sewed together what was left over, turn it into something instead of either throwing it away or putting it back in the stash because you don't have the heart to throw it away, but then it sits there forever.
Do you know one thing that I'm doing this year, trying to use up what I have and help the landfill stay green, that sort of stuff? I'm using strips of fabric as ribbon this year
that's
for
a good
any
idea.
gifts,
Yes.
whatever. Yeah.
So just use this up. Don't throw it away. Don't put it back in the stash. These are too small to do anything with. Spend an hour. And so we're calling these zero waste. So throughout the year, that's what we're trying to do. Anything I've got left over, I'm trying to turn it into something else, and then, you know, we'll donate these to the Salvation Army or something. But just so that we take something that's nothing, turn it into something, and somebody will appreciate it somewhere down the line.
Absolutely, you bet.
So that's our little display for this month on Tiptoe Through the Tabletop, and we hope that we've inspired you, or you've found something there that might work for you. And anybody that's interested in anything, we're welcome to try and get you that as soon as possible. And if it's on a back order, we'll get it to you whenever it arrives. So we will be doing another Facebook Live just before Christmas. And I'll tell you that it is called Our Favorite Quilting Things. So we've asked Donna for hers, me for mine, Gail for hers, and Karen for hers, and we've come up with a really good list of items that we use in quilting that we really find beneficial, and we'll tell you and show you why. So we'll get you the date a little later on the December Facebook Live, but thanks for joining us today. We hope you've enjoyed some of the things we've come up with. We're going to put our masks on and get to work.
And remember, ladies, if you are coming to the store, masks are now mandatory, so please put your mask in your purse, and we'll see you later, and thanks for joining us.
Yes, and
Stay safe.
if you get here without a mask, we do sell them for $12.
Yep.
There we go. So thanks for joining us all, and we'll see you next month.
Bye.